Rachel Maddow has many titles. Among them are anchor, podcaster, author, and now you can add executive producer to that list. Her first feature documentary, From Russia with Lev, will premiere right here on MSNBC this Friday. It focuses on the Ukrainian-born businessman Lev Parnas, a key player in then-President Donald Trump's efforts with Rudy Giuliani to dig up dirt on then-candidate Joe Biden from Ukraine ahead of the 2020 presidential election. Those same efforts played a role in Trump's first impeachment trial. We're lucky tonight to be able to show you for the first time the trailer to From Russia with Lev. Let's take a look.
I was as close as you could get to the most powerful man in the world. I really thought it was like a bromance made in heaven.
What conversations have you had with Lev Parnas?
Boy, was I wrong. We immigrated to the United States when I was 4 years old. While other kids were going to school, I was on the streets hustling. I was a salesman. We were invited to a huge fundraiser.
We were like 2 seats away from Trump. And Lev said something, and instantly it was like no one else was in the room.
He wasn't a politician. He was a New York hustler, and we could relate.
This is a guy who's an immigrant who is in state of shock that he was at this level.
In a year and a half, I went from not knowing anything about politics to now being in the inner circle of the president. It was hilarious to see mafia kingpins, oligarchs interacting with all of these Republican congressmen and senators. All the president's putzes.
How are these thugs meeting with our political leaders?
Trump's biggest nightmare was Joe Biden.
Let's go after Joe. Let's go after Hunter.
And that is how I was recruited by Donald Trump and Rudy Giuliani to dig up dirt on Joe and Hunter Biden.
Trusting Lev to run around Ukraine, it's ridiculous. He's not qualified.
No guardrails, no oversight.
This is right out of a spy thriller.
This was a mission impossible, mission stupid. I don't know which one, but maybe both.
Lev Parnas was a key player.
Know nothing about him.
This wasn't a normal presidency.
I betrayed Ukraine. I betrayed America. I just hope one day I could say I'm sorry. I hope one day Hunter Biden could really forgive me. Hunter.
They turned you into this supervillain. Just so you know, I wasn't very sympathetic.
Oh,
I'm sure.
Wow, back with me is Rachel Maddow, executive producer of From Russia with Lev. So much to discuss. I wish I had an hour, but I don't. So let me get right into it. First of all, the ease with which Lev Parnas got inside the inner circle of Donald Trump and Rudy Giuliani is breathtaking in and of itself. Please say more.
Yeah, Lev is his background, he describes in his own terms, is Russian organized crime. Yeah. And he was involved, coming up kind of through his family, growing up where he grew up. And then he was a hustler. And his legal travails kind of follow him through this. Some of the people who helped us piece this story together include basically lawyers who were chasing him for bad debts from different fraudulent schemes that he'd been involved in. And he just slots right into Trump world. And he didn't come on as Rudy Giuliani's friend. He came on as Trump's guy, and then Trump kind of assigned Rudy to be his handler to go do this job where they were going to try to prevent Joe Biden from being the Democratic nominee against Trump in 2020 because Trump was very worried about running against Joe Biden. He didn't want to run against him. And they sent Lev and his friend Igor over to Ukraine in order to try to knock Biden out of contention for the Democratic nomination by making this stuff up about him and his son. And it is horrific what we did to Ukraine. It's horrific to use a father's love for his son against him. But it is also profoundly stupid and very funny along the way.
It is, and the doc is very funny. There's a lot of laughs in it because, first of all, Lev Parnas, I've talked to him here and there. He is a funny guy. You can see how his charm can get him through the door. But he's going from New York to Florida with all of these bad debts and legal issues. None of that stopped Donald Trump from completely trusting him, Rudy Giuliani from completely trusting him. One of the best characters in this, of course, is Svetlana, his third wife, who's super sensible about saying, this is stupid, and they never should have trusted my husband with all of this national security stuff.
Yeah, Svetlana is she's the star of the film. And it's a film about her husband, but really she's the star, in part because she's so smart. She sees exactly what's going on the entire time. She sees it both for how ridiculous it is, but also how serious it is. And she also lost her husband, both in the sense that he almost lost his life. I mean, he was involved in some very dangerous stuff. And he's wearing bulletproof vests and fleeing for his life. He ends up in prison for part of this, right? But she also feels like she nearly lost him to what he describes as the Trump cult. And part of his repentance is that he feels like he was in a cult. He feels like he was in the MAGA cult. He's come out the other side of it. He's deeply repentant. He has all the receipts. He recorded everything he did while he was in the middle of that scandal. But he also wants to help people get out of it, to come out the other side of it. It is laughable and also very moving in some ways, very human.
As is this meeting, which is extraordinary that you all were able to get Hunter Biden and Lev Parnas in the same room. Talk about that.
So Hunter Biden's life Hunter Biden's life has been a lot of things, but Lev really ruined his life. I mean, this project was to take Joe Biden out by leveraging the fact that Joe Biden loved his son and by using Hunter's troubles to try to knock Biden out. And that is, I think, just morally decrepit to go after somebody by trying to destroy his family and by trying to destroy the son that he loves. But Lev's impact on Hunter's life was for real, was serious. And a lot of that is newly reported in this documentary. And so when Lev decided that he wanted to, it was his idea, that he wanted to apologize to Hunter. I mean, we had a whole different ending for the film, but he said, I want to go find him and speak to him face to face and tell him I'm sorry. Do you want to film that? Billy and Alfred from Raconteur Pictures, with whom I made this, were like, oh, do we want to film that? No, we're washing our hair. Yes, we want to film that. But, we thought it was, first of all, we thought it would never happen. But once it seemed like it was going to happen, it seemed equally likely that Lev was going to walk into that room and Hunter was going to punch him out. Yeah. We didn't know what was going to happen. And Hunter agreeing to hear the apology and forgive him was a very serious thing. Yeah.
Yeah. Worth watching for all of those reasons. But, I couldn't have you here and not have a bonus clip. Bonus clip. You have been promoting this doc other places, including Watch What Happens. I got texts about this, so I must play it now on the TV. Here it is.
Okay.
By the way, I am obsessed with Joy-Ann Reid's eyelashes of late.
Joy is looking so fantastic. I don't understand how it's not like a national topic of discussion.
It's a national topic.
She's glowing up. She's really, woo.
Yes.
Now listen. Leave it to a TV person and the attendant narcissism that comes with that for me to take your documentary segment and make it about my eyes. You see how I did that there?
But you do look so good. It's a national thing, Joy. And I want to tell you that Bravo confirms. Sherry Shepherd confirms. Andy Cohen confirms. Watch What Happens Live confirms. You are a thing. And I hope that doesn't hurt your feelings and make you feel objectified. But you're a thing, my friend.
I feel complete. And this is coming from somebody who I have already complimented you on having the best natural eyelashes in the world. Mine ain't natural, but thank you, Janice Bradford, my makeup artist, for putting them on me. I'm going to keep them. Thank you very much, Rachel Maddow.
I love you, Joy. Thank you, my friend.
Love you more. Thank you. Thank you so much. Be sure, I know you always going to do it. Be sure this Friday to tune in for a special edition of The Rachel Maddow Show at 8 p.m. Eastern, followed by the premiere of From Russia with Lev at 9 p.m.